Hi everybody, my name's Celeste Thatcher and I am currently the Accounting and Finance course leader. Usually I would like to welcome you at an open day, but of course due to the coronavirus we are now all sat at home. So at the moment all our teaching at Sheffield Hallam is taking place virtually online. So we're doing lectures like this and then of course seminars are held on a virtual online platform where students can ask questions. Hopefully in September things will be back to some kind of normality, but of course we don't know. But if things aren't back to normality, we will start delivery online in September. Anyway, this is going to be a bit of a virtual open day because you obviously couldn't make it to Sheffield at the moment. So hopefully I'll cover some of the questions you might have about the courses, and if there's anything else you think of, my email address is in this presentation, so feel free to give me an email afterwards. So the first slide, obviously, we have won the Sunday Times University Good University Guide Quality Teaching Award, the University of the Year for Teaching Quality. Great achievement. We have got some very good teachers at Sheffield Hallam. We are an applied university, which means most of our teachers have come out of industry or accounting practice and are qualified accountants. So they have worked in the real world and seen a lot of this stuff in practice. I'll come on to that again in a bit. So why choose Sheffield Hallam? Well, Sheffield is a lovely city. It's called the biggest village in England. We've got the Peak District on our doorstep, but we've also got Meadowhall and all the facilities of a large city. So bars, clubs, restaurants, bars, pubs, etc. 1 in 10 of Sheffield's residents are students. So so if you come to Sheffield, student population in Sheffield is a very large population. So you'll be amongst a lot of people of your own age. Sheffield Hallam is actually the third largest campus university in the country with 35,000 students and over 4,400 staff. And we're currently investing in a new business school at the moment, which is quite exciting. And if you guys were going to do a placement, then perhaps the business school may be open for your final year. If not, then it should be nearly finished by then. But Sheffield Hallam are in a good position. We are investing in the future. We are investing in new buildings and the future for our students. So all the university buildings are within a 2-minute walk of each other in the city campus. So all within a 2-minute walk of the train station as well. So there's like 5 or 6 different buildings, and all lectures and seminars for all the courses will be in one of those buildings on your timetable. So the 3 courses I'm going to talk a bit about today are Accounting and Finance, which is our biggest course, Forensic Accounting, which is a relatively new course. It's been going for about 4 or 5 years now, quite rare, quite unusual, and we've got Accounting and Economics as well. Okay, so we very much do focus on employability. We are an applied business school, as I've said, and that's probably best illustrated by sort of showing you a bit of my career background. So this is what I did after university. So I did an electronic engineering degree and then decided to be an accountant. So I managed to get a graduate training contract as an accountant, which is something, even if you do an accounting and finance degree, you will still have to get a graduate training contract with a company at the end to become chartered with a professional body. So the professional bodies are CIMA, ACCA and ICAW for accountancy. We'll come on to those again in a bit. So I qualified because I worked in accounting practice. I did the ICAW qualification and passed all my exams in September 2001. I then moved jobs and came out of accounting practice and worked at EWS, which is now DB, one of the big railway companies. Had a couple of jobs in there and then finally moved on and became financial controller at Stanley Tools. So sort of almost at the top of the financial ladder, but then decided I really wanted a career change. So I came into teaching in 2008, got a job at Sheffield Hallam and at Leeds Met, and then when a full-time job opened up, I managed to come into teaching at Sheffield Hallam. And this is pretty typical. So we've got people in our department that have worked at KPMG, PwC, Royal Mail, Capita. So, a lot of people have come in from quite a lot of big companies to share their knowledge and experience. with you guys as students. So let's look at a typical course. So there's 3 years of study in any of our courses, but then there is always the option to do a placement year. So you don't have to, of course. We would thoroughly recommend it. If you have a 2-1 or a first degree and a placement year, it's quite easy to find a graduate training contract, and most of our students do go on to do that. So there's 6 topics or 6 modules studied in every single academic year, and we run a semesterized system. So what that means is you'll have 3 modules up to Christmas, and then the exams will be in January, and then 3 more modules up to May, and then those exams are in May. Okay, so for each topic, for each module, you'll have 1 lecture a week, which is usually between 1 and 2 hours, and that will be in a room of approximately between 140 and 200 students. And then the seminars will be run like classrooms, so in groups of about 25, much smaller classroom setting. You'll have access to a tutor, and a tutor at the front will be going through some of the questions with you. So just like you're used to at school and college, really. So there is obviously assessment. Now, accounting as a profession, because you have to become qualified with one of the accountancy bodies, CIMA, ICAW or ACCA, they make people sit professional exams in order to get the qualification. So accounting and finance has a lot of exemptions from these professional exams. Forensic accounting and accounting economics has some exemptions, but not as many. I will show you in a minute. But because we give exemptions from professional body exams, it means that we actually have to give quite a lot of exams. Okay, so if you do not like exams or phase tests as assessment, then I don't think these would be the courses for you. Okay, however, business and financial management is a very good course at Sheffield Hallam, and that is much more coursework based, okay, because you don't get the professional body exemptions. But if you like exams and phase tests, then, you know, some people do prefer that to coursework, then this, you know, these could well be the courses for you. So we've got a combination. You'll roughly have about 4 exams a year, and then, you know, between 4 and 8 pieces of coursework or presentations as well to do. Examinations are in January and May, and then if you're in the unfortunate position where you might have to resit something, there's an opportunity to resit in July. Now, looking at courses, if you're unsure which one to pick, Accounting and Finance is our flagship course, and it's certainly our biggest course. We've had 140 people a year start on this course. So, you know, currently we've got about 500-ish students on the course in total. If you want to be an accountant in your career, then absolutely this is the best course for you, because it's going to give you the most exemptions from professional body papers that's offered anywhere. So if you pass all the modules, all the exempting modules, it means that you are going to have 9 less papers for ACCA if you want to be ACCA qualified, 11 less exams to sit for CIMA, and 8 less exams to sit for ICAW. Okay, so once you've graduated, that means it'll be much quicker to become a qualified accountant than if you had to sit an extra 11 exams. That could take you an extra 2 years. Okay, so Accounting and Finance gives you something really special, exemptions from the professional body exams. So this slide is really useful and shows you by course and by professional body how many exemptions you actually get. Okay, so the maximum exemptions are on Accounting and Finance, and the maximum exemptions we can get are from CIMA at the moment, which is currently 10 papers. Forensic Accounting has got less exemptions. It's only got 5 exemptions from professional body exams, but that's because Forensic Accounting has a lot of law in it as well. So couldn't do as many of the accounting modules because we had to put some law modules in. But forensic accounting is something very different to have on your CV. And you can still certainly become a qualified accountant with a forensic accounting degree. Same with accounting and economics, really. You'll get some exemptions, which is better than none. If you do want to be an accountant, it does mean that you'll be, you know, a little bit quicker when you qualify. But what you will have is 50% of the modules are economics. Okay, so you will have pretty much 50% of an economics degree too. So just to show you what that means, this is the SEMA syllabus at the moment. So if you can see all these lovely crosses here on the across here, these are all the papers that you don't have to sit. Okay, so there's potentially 11 exemptions here. Now, we do offer the SEMA Business Certificate as an award that you can get at the end of first year, certainly before you go looking for a placement. In order to do that, though, you would actually have to sit one of the actual papers. But if you perform well in one of our first year modules, we pay for you to sit the actual paper. And you can do them at any Pearson Test Centre. It will be one of the professional SEMA exams. Okay, so pretty much once you graduate, normally if you hadn't done an accounting and finance degree at Sheffield Hallam, you would have to do, 9 exams here, top level case studies, and then 5 base level exams here. Well, if you've got the Sheffield Hallam degree, then you only have the top level papers left to sit and the case study. Okay, so that's pretty good. I obviously had an engineering degree, so I had to sit all the exams, which took me, 3 years, and that was as quick as you could do it. But hopefully you understand a bit about the exemptions and the professional body and the professional accounting bodies. It is already just a step on the way to your career, this. So it's passing professional exams before you finish uni. Forensic accounting. Now, if you're interested in forensic accounting, this course gets really, really good feedback. It's had 100% NSS in quite a few years. I used to be the course leader for this one, but it's been designed by one of our in-house experts who was a forensic accountant at KPMG for over a decade. So, it's quite new, it's quite cutting edge, unusual. We've had students do placements and work placements in the Cabinet Office with this one, at the Home Office. The NHS has got a counter-fraud unit as well, and they sometimes look for forensic accountants. But you get specialist modules such as, electronic crime, that kind of thing, forensic accounting techniques in your final year. As part of your final year, you actually have to do, currently have to do a deposition. So you would, prepare your deposition, and then the tutor, as part of your final year assessment, writes down some questions to cross-examine you. And then we've got a fake courtroom at our collegiate campus where you can actually go and be cross-examined on the stand to see if you would stand up in court as a forensic accountant. Okay, so if you like a bit of law, but you do like numbers too, then forensic accounting might be a good compromise for you. Because you're going to learn a bit of law and a bit of accounting. But it's certainly a bit of a niche market, and it's certainly a growing course. We've got about between 40 and 60 people sort of started on this course in the last 2-3 years. So about 40 people per year. Accounting economics, that is going to be the first year graduates this year. So that's been running for 3 years now. That's why there won't be any NSS scores or anything for this yet, because it's brand new. It hasn't run all the way through. You do get 50% economics modules, 50% accounting modules. So in the first year, you do slightly more economics. You do 4 economics, 2 accounting, but in the second year, you do 4 accounting, 2 economics. So it comes back again. If you do like a bit of economics, there is a module of economics in the accounting and finance degree anyway. So I would say, you've really got to quite love economics and be maybe considering doing an economics degree to do accounting and economics. There is a lot of economics in it. But the students that are on it at the moment, the feedback's pretty good. They like the economics modules, they like the accounting modules, and it's a bit different. It's showing how businesses report information, and then how the economics works on a micro and macro level globally, which is something incredibly interesting at the moment, especially with the global impact of the coronavirus on the economy. So if you've got an interest in economics, this one could well be for you. So what can you expect? First year, well, towards the end of September, hopefully, if everything's back to normal, the first week would be where you come in, we have a bit of induction, find your way around, look at your timetable, that kind of thing, make some new friends. After induction week, or freshers week, because you guys probably know it, which is a bit more exciting than induction week, typically you're going to get between about 10 and 12 hours of classes a week. Now we do try and put those on 3 days to give you 2 days free of teaching in case you do need a part-time job or something else. And we can't always promise it, but we do try to timetable students 3 days a week, no more than 3 days a week. Just out of interest, if you're not sure between accounting and finance and forensic accounting, they both have the same first year. So it doesn't matter which one you pick at the start, we could always transfer you over between the courses at the end of the first year if you decided that you wanted to do the other one. Okay, so the first year of the degree courses look like this. So accounting and finance, you would study financial accounting, which is a module that I lead, which is basically double entry bookkeeping. So, we'll teach you what to debit and what to credit and how to prepare a set of basic financial statements. That's in the first semester. So in the first semester, you have financial accounting, financial analysis for business, which is basically spreadsheets. Can you work spreadsheets? Do you know how to present information, analyze data? Can you draw graphs? That kind of thing. And then there is also law, ethics and corporate governance in your first semester. And then in the second semester, you'll do management accounting, economics, and developing professional and academic skills, which is our employability module, where you'll start working on things like your CV, etc., in preparation for placement interviews and stuff in your second year. Forensic accounting has the same first year, as I've just said. So, if you did want to swap at the end of the first year between accounting and finance and forensic accounting, that's absolutely fine. Accounting economics is slightly different. So, same modules, got management accounting, financial accounting, developing professional and academic skills, exactly the same. But you do intro to microeconomics, intro to macroeconomics, and maths for economics. Year two, so year two in accounting and finance and forensic accounting and accounting and economics, in fact, all build on year one. Okay, so financial accounting feeds into financial accounting and reporting. Management accounting feeds into management accounting applications, which is the second year module. Okay, so we take what you've learned in first year and build on top of it. So that's why it's really important to try hard in your first year, because even though first year marks don't count towards end of degree classification, a lot of knowledge in the first year, does matter for second year. Also, when you're looking for a placement, if you've got a first in your first year, you can put that on your CV as your results, and it is impressive to employers. There will be some choice of elective modules in second year, which we can have a quick look at, and hopefully maybe start applying for placements. So, second year, there is one elective choice on accounting and finance. Forensic accounting and accounting and economics do not have any options, because they've got a lot of law and accounting in, or a lot of economics and accounting in. There wasn't really the space to give you much choice on electives. Okay, so they are what they are, which means you have to do all the modules. So here we go, second year, we've got financial accounting reporting, management accounting applications, financial management, financial risk management, a choice of elective, which we'll come on to, and we've got our employability module as well. So on accounting and finance, you can actually do a language in second year if you so choose, and it can count as part of your degree. If you don't want to do a language, you have to choose from organisational management, data and business decisions, or leading innovative organisations. Pick one out of those. What we do have at the end of at the end of the first 2 years, potentially, Sheffield Hallam, we offer you a lot of extras to get with your degree. Now, you won't automatically just get these. You have to put quite a bit of work in, and so students have to put quite a lot of their own time in to get these, but we do introduce you to them all. And what you can have is so we use Sage. I don't know if any of you have heard of that. It's one of the accounting software packages. It's basically similar to what companies use in industry to record their financial transactions. And once you can use one, you can pretty much use them all. Okay, so having this Sage accounting package certificate would be really good to a placement provider, because that will show them that you're probably going to be competent at putting data into their accounting system, and you're going to know what to debit and what to credit and how to use it. Okay, so there's the Sage accounting package that you can have as part of your first year. We introduce it first and second year, we introduce you to that. There's the CIMA business certificate. So if you pass all your modules in first year, and then you sit the real financial accounting CIMA exam and pass, which we pay for the top students to do, the top 25% of financial accounting, you can get the CIMA business certificate, which is an award in its own right. It's like a basic level sort of accounting award, but it means you're on the way to being a part qualified accountant. And again, it looks good on your CV and very, very good for the placement providers. The other thing we offer Microsoft Office Specialist, which is basically Excel. So you can do beginner Excel, but if you're already good at Excel, you can do intermediate Excel. If you're already good at intermediate Excel and you know pivot tables and some ifs and VLOOKUPs, then you could perhaps do the advanced Excel qualification. And you get to do one in first year and then build on that in second year. Okay, so you could do beginner and intermediate, or intermediate and advanced. And Excel is definitely something employers look for. Some employers, for placements, have actually put a little Excel test as part of their interview, because a lot of accounting is done on Excel. So certainly a lot of management accounting in the big companies. It will also give you CV help and interview practice and assessment centre practice, all that kind of stuff, to try and make sure you're absolutely confident when you go for that job. Okay, so placement year is not compulsory, but thoroughly recommended. People are looking for graduates now, with not just with a degree, but with work experience as well. So can you apply what you've seen in the classroom? Have you got any experience at all? It's a good thing to do anyway. It's you get paid for it. So some pay more than others. I'm not saying you're going to get paid a lot, but it's going to be more than you get being a student. But it's also your chance to try being an accountant for a year. You might get a job in accounting practice and within a year decide that it's not for you and you want to work in industry. It's your chance as well to sort of try before you buy as a career. And a lot of students actually do the placement year and sometimes get offered to go back as a graduate. So if you get a good experience in your placement year, it can actually, get you a graduate job offer before you even come back and start your final year. We've had quite a lot of impressive student placements. Here's a list of just some of them. So it's up to you where you do a placement. If you want to find a placement abroad, that is okay. Obviously at the moment, international travel is looking a bit dicey, but when things renormalize again, if you were doing language and you wanted to do a placement in Spain, we could do that. We've had students on placement at Gibraltar, we've had students on placement, in Spain, in the USA, or, anywhere in the UK pretty much. A lot of students stay locally. We have a lot of local placement providers who just actually advertise with us. So you're only up against Sheffield Hallam students. Obviously, some of the bigger companies, you're going to be up against all students from all universities in some of the big national schemes. Final year, so that's how accounting and finance, forensic accounting and accounting and economics modules look in the final year. So you get 2 choices of electives on accounting and finance, and 1 elective on accounting and economics, none on forensic accounting. Unfortunately, you have to study all the modules. Part of the final year modules there you'll see is, so the employability module at the final year is the consultancy project, which is on all 3 courses. This is something I teach on too, and what happens is you put yourselves in a group of students. By 3rd year, you'll know who you want to work with, who's got the same work ethic as you. So you pick your groups yourself, and what happens is we have a list of real life clients that have come into our venture matrix, which is a bit our business advice facility at Sheffield Hallam Uni, and they come in with things like, they need help with marketing or pricing or accounting, putting an accounting system in, something like that. And you get to pick a real life project and work with people, from industry, from the real world, and try and basically do a bit of consultancy as a team for them and present to the client. Okay, so that's a bit of really applied practical application we do in the final year that looks good on people's CVs. Third year electives on account and finance, so 2 from the following. Other things we offer, so consultancy project I've just mentioned. We also offer Bloomberg Market Concept Certification. I don't know if you've heard of Bloomberg or not. It's sort of the driving force, so all the ticker at the stock exchange, etc., is all run by Bloomberg. It's a system that we have for you to use at Sheffield Hallam. It's very expensive, costs us about £2,500 per month per licence, and we have about 15 computers that you can always use that are in the learning centre that we have in the library. And Bloomberg's just such a fantastic tool because it's got so much financial data. As soon as any company releases, quarterly results or anything, or a financial report, the data is on Bloomberg within 15 minutes, and all the analyst predictions and stuff are up there too. It's a really useful tool if you're going to do an assignment. In your final year, the final year students have just done an assignment on Aldi. So you could look in Bloomberg for past 20 years of sales on Aldi. Will be broken down into sort of, is it what type of retail is it, what type of product. You might be able to get product information, you might be able to get regional information. It's amazing what's on there, and it can be a huge time-saving device, but it's also a qualification you can have on your own as well, so it shows you know how to use Bloomberg. So between 91 to 100% of our graduates on accounting courses are in work or further study within 6 months. That's our most recent stat. Other universities, so that goes up and down on a yearly basis. It's generally quite good though. Accounting has one of the highest employability rates. Even if people don't want to be an accountant, it's a very reputable degree. It shows that you've not taken an easy option. You've had to work hard to get it, and it will open up any kind of graduate scheme you want. So if you decided you wanted to go and do marketing after accounting and finance, you could get a marketing graduate scheme with it. We've got final year students who've already got places at KPMG, PwC, different places around the company. Some of them did placements there. Some of them have actually just applied in their final year and managed to get a job already. If you were interested in a language, we only offer 6 languages at the moment. So French, German, Spanish, Italian, Japanese or Chinese. If none of those float your boat, then you'd have to pick one of the other financy type options. But we have those languages if anyone's interested in those. In addition to teaching, we also have the FABSOC Society, so it's Finance, Accounting and Banking Society. This is run by students. It's something that we encourage you to get involved in. You could perhaps be the treasurer, you could be the chairperson, and they arrange events. So they have employers coming in to talk about different things, or professional accounting bodies can come in. They do socials. Quite often, some of the tutors will get involved with the socials. There's interview workshops, practice for placement seekers, networking, and just to get to know a few people off the other courses, off the banking courses, etc. So, I thoroughly recommend you get involved in FABSOC. It is part of our extracurricular offer, and it is there for you to enjoy. Well, we do offer the foundation year courses, which come in at a much lower points tariff. But if you think you might be, my advice would be apply for the top line degree. So apply for accounting and finance, or accept accounting and finance, because if you end up not getting the points for that, then we will automatically offer you the foundation route anyway. So a foundation degree is basically the same as the degree, but you do 1 year before to basically bridge the gap and bring you up to the standard of the people coming in at first year. Okay, so it's if you can, I would say apply for the normal course without the foundation if you can. If not, we will offer the foundation year anyway. But if you're applying for the foundation year, if you've already made that choice, that's up to you too. My email address is on here, c.m.thatcher@shu.ac.uk. So if you do have any questions about professional body exemptions or anything that I've not answered during the screencast, then please feel free to let me know and drop me a quick email and I'll respond. Okay, so that's about the foundation year. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching the screencast, everybody. And I hope you're all staying safe at home, and I hope that we will see some of you in September. Okay, take care. Bye. Have a nice summer.